Toasters, I was just a part of an interesting conversation. There were about 6 men in this cigar lounge. And I know my boy Jose is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. He was there. But Jose, this is what I do, man. I tell stories. I'm a storyteller. So I'm telling a story. But it was an interesting conversation. I think something that we all can think about. It had me thinking. It was thought-provoking to me. It had me really looking into some things and questioning some things. And in this conversation, there were about 6 men, no women. And I'm not even sure how the conversation started, how it was brought up, but we started talking about kids and men having kids. Not giving birth to kids, but creating kids, of course. And out of these 6 men, I was the only man with kids. Now, I probably, other than one gentleman, I probably was the oldest in this conversation. But the other 5 men, who I would say were, well, one I think was around 40. The others, I would say between 25 and 35. These men were adamant and convicted about not having children. They didn't want to have children. They had their minds made up. They did not want to have children. And I was like, wow, this is, I'm just sitting there listening, right? And they knew, well, one of the guys, I didn't know the other guys too well, but the 2 of the guys, they knew I have kids. They know I have kids. But so I'm listening, and I'm listening to the reasons they didn't want to have children. And to a man, they were saying they had concerns, they had worries, they were scared about the drama they could be a part of as a result of having children. And they just didn't want to deal with the drama. You know, this is, I think, is a combination of fear that is derived from what they see in the media, read in the news, what they see the boys, the family members going through, and they just don't want to be a part of it. You know, I understand. I've dealt with my own drama when it comes to trying to co-parent and kids. I get it. But I think it's something we really need to look into, and we got to fix as a community, men and women. Because there's no doubt right now, I mean, women definitely have the leverage when it comes to having kids in the court system. And I'm hearing these men, and they do not want to be a part of it. They don't want to be a part of it. They don't want to take the chance of living in discomfort, being stressed out, enduring drama. And they had their minds made up. And actually there were about 8 men. There was another brother, another black guy. He doesn't have kids either. He's a young guy. And like I said, these guys, man, it's a mix. It's a mix of majority of white men that do not want to have kids. There was an Indian guy, American Indian, Middle Easterner, I'll say that. Well, that was his ethnicity, Middle Easterner. There were 2 Hispanic guys, and the others were white, and another black guy. They did not want to have kids. So it's not really a race thing or ethnic thing. It's not I guess can't say it's a cultural thing. It's just a man thing. They do not want to have kids. They're scared to death about the drama they could encounter by way of having kids. I was talking to a female friend this weekend, and she was telling me that she's dating this Nigerian guy. He's 44. He doesn't have kids. And, you know, and he says he's open to it, but, you know, it's the beginning stages. So, you know, he may just be telling her what she wants to hear. But, so you got a Nigerian guy, you got Hispanic guys, you got a Middle Eastern guy, you got black guys, white guys, you know, and they do not want to have kids. That's something as a nation, and we can't depend on the government to look into this. As a nation, as a people, as a community, we got to really look into, and we got to fix the disconnect, the disharmony between men and women, the distrust between men and women. I'm telling you, these men, it came out of their mouths that they are scared. They have fears of what they could encounter by having kids. And they don't want to be separated from their comfort. They don't want to be separated from their money. They don't want the stress. They don't want to be separated from their peace of mind. And I think it's a sad, sad day when it's come to that. And you know, I don't blame them. I understand. I totally get it. Trust me, I get it. But I think that's something we got to fix. I know that's something we got to fix. You know, family is the church of the community. Family is community. That's the foundation. That's what the church really is about, family. Now, I'm not talking about the church that you visit, the brick and mortar, or even the online church. That's not the church I'm talking about. Family, wife, husband, or man, woman, child, children. You know, that's the foundation. That's family. That's the foundation of community. That's the church of the community. That's the model. Now, when we break that down, where are we headed? It's a sad, sad day. I was sitting there listening. I was like, damn, man, these men are, you know, relatively young, gainfully employed. All these men are gainfully employed. Some guys, you know, just from their conversation, what they do, you can tell they're high six figures. Some may be, you know, you can tell from what they do, 70 to 90K. Entrepreneurs, medical field, you know, different things. And that's part of the reason I like hanging out at cigar lounges. That's one of the reasons. Because you get to meet, you know, different types of people, have different types of conversations, and it's a good way to build connections and network too. So that's one of the reasons. But going back to what I was talking about, these men are respectfully successful men, and they want no part of it. You know, one gentleman, he said, man, I don't even care about my name, my legacy being carried on after I die. He said, I don't care about that. I enjoy my peace. And this man, the Middle Easterner, he's married. And he and his wife have agreed they don't want kids. One has a girlfriend, and I think the other guys are single. So you think about that. And that's just that, that little small group that you're taking out of the pool who are going to procreate. And just from the surface, these guys have a lot of good qualities to bring to the table. They have good DNA to pass on, to help the community, to help the nation, to help society, to help mankind. And they don't want no parts of it. Man, we got to do some deep soul searching, men and women. We got to get our acts together. We got to get rid of the bitterness, the distrust between each other. And listen, I'm not exempt. I got some distrust. You know what I'm saying? I've been through my own thing. So I don't know if this is a plan by the powers that be, if this is exactly what they want. Discourse, confusion, to break up the family, the nuclear family. But listen, just in one seating, and I was there for about an hour and a half, and ran across 6 to 8 men who do not want kids. That's a problem. That is a problem. And 6 gainful employed, quality men. You know, I don't know all those men on the personal level. I know 2 of them on the personal level. And, hey, man, the small is getting the pool is getting very, very small of quality men out there procreating. You know, I would like to know the numbers of the birth rate over the last 10 years. I'll be shocked if it has rose or risen. I'll be shocked. But yeah, think about that. Let me know what y'all think about that. And maybe we got women out there that don't want kids either. I know I've met a lot of women who have 1 kid. They don't want another one. And surprisingly, I've met a few women like who don't have kids, who are in their 30s or early 40s, but they want kids. They don't have them, but they want them. And I guess they're waiting on the right guy to come across. But maybe the right guy is saying things these men are saying, these quality men are saying, that they have fear of encountering drama. And so they have opted out of having kids. Let me know what y'all think, man. As always, love. Peace.